This is an alpha test on a feature that will be in the 15 release of the BZP Pro Smart Scanner Biped and BZP Pro Smart Scanner Quad. This is going to be a rig graphic user interface. So the way that this works is typically you have a rig, and this is in alpha mode. This is a completed rig of a character that you come in, pick your controls to move around, animate, do whatever you need to do to make the character actually move properly and animate around. And you simply pick your controls to do that, and you get the proper deformation to take place. However, the problem is if I go and have a new scene and then I import the character into the scene, import this tiger into the scene, what happens if I have multiple characters in the scene that are next to each other that makes the selection of these controls difficult to do? So if I have this character like this, and then I'll import in another character. So now there's two tigers, and you can see one is called Scanner Quad Mass Node because it's been referenced in. The other one is just called Mass Node, and then I'll actually put in 3 characters, and this one's actually referenced in, not imported in. So I have an import, and a reference. And if I come through here, I can pick these handles pretty quickly. Actually, I can still kind of see them, grab them, whatever. But when the characters get close together, if they're close together, it gets a little confusing and it gets a little jumbled. So if I wanted to pick the root node of the character in the middle, it might get a little jumbled back here. So what we have that's going to be coming out in the 15 release of Autodesk Maya for sale separately is in the Smart Scanner, in drop down F, there is now a graphic user interface. And typically the way the graphic user interface would work is you would type in the front name of your mass node into this text box and select the corresponding button based on the graphic design of the actual character. So if I want this root node in the middle, I click this button. So now it's selected the master root of this character with this mass node named mass node. If I want this control, click this yellow corresponding button with the design corresponding to what it actually is. So now the problem is, how do you distinguish between characters? Because it's still kind of jumbled. Well, this text box reads the text in front of the word mass node. So if you click your mass node of your character and there's no text, you leave it blank and it picks the controls. On this mass node, the name of the character is tiger : mass node. So I'll type in tiger : and now when I do that, I'm now selecting controls in the middle. You can see how quickly I'm able to select things and actually move them around. If I want to select the character on the right, I click its mask node to see what it's called. It's called Skinner Quad underscore mask node. And I type in Skinner Quad underscore. Now, if I want any of these controls, just pick them. Then I can pick whatever control I want. Go back here. So in animation, the problem is a lot of times you have scenes with multiple characters like this, and it just gets too complicated to know what to do. So now there's a scene where you have 3 tigers that are on top of each other. Now you can grab them, controls, very quickly. This will be a feature that will be in an updated version of the BZP Pro Smart Skinner Quad and Smart Skinner Biped that will come out later this year for Autodesk Maya 2015. And if you go back to a simple scene, you can see with no namespace, it just works. Selection tool. And if you want to go between left and right, click these buttons for left or right. And then you can easily select your handles relatively quickly. Thank you for your time.